Hello guys, my name is Victor Capacete Jr. and today we'll be going over the topic of golf and its mentality and the way it is played not only physically but mentally as well. And as the title says, golfing like Woods. I mean, like one of the greatest golfers there was and is Tiger Woods. So we'll go ahead and get started. The reason I chose golf was just the fact that they're in top physical condition. I mean, I myself just recently got started playing golf, and as many out there would think that golf is something that's so easily picked up, but once you start getting into it, you start to see the dynamics are much more difficult, they're much more complex, and there's a lot of mental aspects that come into play. Being able to hold the club right properly, choosing the right club to be able to perform what you need to do when you're out on the green or out in the fairway. These are the things that come into play. Now, professional golfers, they're on a whole different level. They understand what club does what, how to perform at the tee, at the beginning of a golf hole, being able to determine which thing they're going to be doing when they get to the green. Are they going to be pitching? Are they going to be chipping? What are they going to do to putt? How are they going to putt? These are the things that started to motivate me into drawing deeper into golf and seeing why professional athletes in golf have such a great potential in it. Their physical state, again, is top of their shape, but it's their mental state is what really intrigued me and why I chose this population, because it's at a different level than I can comprehend, and I'm barely comprehending as I was doing these studies. As we go in, first of all, I'm going to start off with the mental game. I mean, right off the bat, it is not just a physical sport, it's a mental sport. There's so much that comes into play. Golfer must analyze the field, determine which clubs are appropriate for what state they're in. Whether at their teeing or whether at the green, whether at the fairway, each club does something different. Their woods are used when they're on the fairway, or when they get to the green or the rough, they have to determine which iron they're going to be using, because a 7-iron does something completely than a 3-iron. Even though they look the same, their functions are completely different. As well as a putting club. I mean, that in itself is something completely different from the driver's club. And that's something that they take into consideration, the mental game. They have to analyze. They have to see how they're going to be doing their stroke, being able to determine the weather. All these things come into play. Now, I was reading an article on golf.com where the author was stating that golf is a 90% mental. In truth, some players are more definable by the way they think than by the way they swing. And that's a powerful statement right there. That's saying that their physical state is such a small aspect, but their mental state is what really drives in the game of golf. Now, there's a video here that I found where Tiger Woods is talking about how he's able to hone in his mental state and how he was taught to use his mental game to further in the way he plays golf. And it's very interesting to see. I'll only play a couple seconds of the video just to kind of get the idea and see exactly how Tiger Woods was able to do this.
I could never control it. I mean, I couldn't fathom someone saying, visualize a golf shot. Well, I see this ball going every which way. My creative mind will never see me a golf shot doing this or doing this. My mind would not let me to do that. It's going all over the place. So he said, why don't you just feel it? Use your hands, use your fingers, use your body awareness to harness your creativity that way and come up with an answer. And he was very instrumental in teaching me how to control my creative mind.
Now, that in itself is powerful to see, because Tiger Woods is such a great athlete, and just seeing, if you guys have ever seen him perform playing golf, it's something astronomical. I mean, the guy just makes it look so easy, but it shows here that he himself had to learn how to adapt into the mental state even more. And this guy is now in his adult years. This is a video that was taken back in 2009 from an interview, and Tiger Woods has been playing for a while by the time this hits, and that's what's interesting, because there's so much that needs to learn from playing a mental state and to be able to drive that motivation to continue going. Now, this is the next slide that goes into motivation. Motivation is drawn by the way an athlete is drawn to the sport. What is it that's driving them to do this? Why are they doing this? How are they doing this? Like, there's so much dynamic that comes into this. Now, the physical environment that comes into this is their stroke game. And now, the stroke game is pretty much how many swings they take within playing an 18-hole game. You hear this a lot when you're at a driving range or where you're around other golfers. Like, how's your stroke game going? Like, what's your stroke game going? Like, this is the thing that is motivating because they want to know, okay, that's my competition. How am I going to outbeat them? And if their stroke game is shorter than mine, then obviously they're doing something better than I need to start improving. This is a talk that goes into all the time when someone's talking with other golfers. Kevin Weeks, a athletic coach in golfing from Golf Academy on ABC, states that 40% of all strokes happen in the putting green. Now, that's a pretty big chunk of their golfing swings. This means that golfers need to be focused in when they get on that green. The green is exactly where the hole is in golf. Where's the hole and the flagpole? That's the green. And a lot of the strokes happen in the green, meaning the chipping, the pitching, the putting specifically. A lot of the strokes are here, and most athletes are motivated by Tiger Woods because his putting, his short game, the way he would putt, the way he would pitch, the way he would chip, all these things, it was just astonishing because it was so good. He made it look so fluid. A lot of the times he would make the shot from pitching or chipping or putting, and that was just amazing. So that's motivation right there. People are being drawn by being able to outbeat their opponent in their golf swings. Social environment, the people around them, people surround themselves with others within this game. Now, you have to surround yourself with people who are like-minded, and golfers surround themselves with other golfers, such as baseball players surround themselves with other people who are involved in baseball. So you need to, motivation comes from the people around you. Also, Tiger Woods, his father was one of the ones that was motivating him to continue going forward. He stated that in the video that he taught Tiger Woods how to play the game of golf through the green, and then taught him to go all the way up to the tee, and that's backwards for most people. Most people start from with the driver club all the way down to the putting club. And now it was the opposite way for Tiger Woods, which is why his short game is so astounding. So stress comes a lot. Like I said, golf isn't easy. So stress comes when you're not getting your strokes, when you hit that golf ball and it looks like it's going straight and then it just like hooks straight to the right. Stress comes along, and now an environmental aspect of it comes from weather. Comes from the way the person's performing their swings, because weather can cause the performance of the ball, performance of the way the golfer is going to be playing. Whether it's raining, they need to have a better grip on the club. If it's windy, the golf ball is going to be veering off to a different direction. The social environment that causes stress is not spending enough time with friends and loved ones. Now, professional golfers, they are working hard to improve their game. These people are putting hours and hours and days to be able to perform at the best of their ability to be beating their opponents. Excuse me. Another thing that came into a factor for stress with Tiger Woods is the fact of his skin color. Tiger Woods felt social pressures because of his skin color. Now, there's another video that I found where Tiger Woods states that at such a young age, I believe he was 14 here, he states that he was able to feel the social pressures when it came to playing golf at such a young age.
However, Woods told us that from an early age, because of the colour of his skin, he had to face the ignorance of some members at certain clubs.
not every day, but every time I go to a major country club, always feel it. You can always sense it. People always staring at you. What are you doing here? You shouldn't be here. When I go to Texas or Florida, you always feel it because they're saying, "Why are you here? Not supposed to be here." And that's probably because that's where all the slavery was.
Now, Tiger Woods is such a young age to be able to start feeling these social pressures when it comes to golf. So it's just crazy to see just the way Tiger Woods progressed from such a young age to the way he is now. He's retired, but he's talking about coming back, which is a great thing. So the desire to compete, all major athletes have this desire to compete and desire to be at the PGA Tour, one of the biggest golfing tours there is. A lot of these athletic competitors are really have this desire to compete. They're motivated. They have that drive. They understand how to hone in their stress. They know how to hone in their mental states when it comes to playing the game. Some environmental factors that come into this is all major athletes practice their craft on and off the seasons to improve their game. Some social environments that come into play is that their coaches are there to help push their drive for this. I mean, Tiger Woods' coach back in 2009 was the one who showed him how to hone in that mental game, being able to visualize the ball to see where that ball was going, whether it be mental state, just thinking about it, or being able to hold the club and then thinking about the way he's going to progress with his shots. I mean, this is a way to drive that desire to compete. Arousal is a state that creates excitement. These are the butterflies you get in your stomach. Some physical, environmental things that come from this is an accelerated heartbeat from either a stressful situation or excitement. Excitement is something someone should drive for because this is what's going to create that motivation, create that drive to continue going. Some social environments that come into play with arousal, such as the drive theory, which Winberg and Cloud described this to being the individual's arousal of state of anxiety increases, so does their performance. This is a great thing because this is what's going to drive the athlete to continue pushing through. Once they get to a stressful situation, they get that boost of energy to continue going, and that's what's really going to drive them to continue pushing forward. Now, goals must be set to be able to get to these attributes of arousal, of desire to competitiveness. They must be able to hone in goals. So goals are the things that are going to be able to get this athlete to be where they want to be in the game of golf. Now, outcome goals are focused on competitive results of an event. Goals that should be set to be realistic yet obtainable. For a professional, that is breaking 80 strokes. 80 strokes is how many strokes they take within an 18-hole game. Improving their short game, chipping, pitching, putting. These goals are set to outswing their competitors both on the fairway and on the green. Process goals are the actions that athletes must engage with during performance in order to execute or perform well. In order for an athlete to be able to break these stroke counts, is they must first find their handicap, find their golf potential ability, find how many strokes it actually takes them to play an 18-hole game, and work from there to be able to break that goal that they have in mind. Gain ground from their foundations, form, swing, the ability to find concentration when they're on their field. In order for the athlete to improve their short game, they must be able to spend time pitching, chipping, and putting. 40% of all strokes happen in the putting green, as mentioned earlier from Kevin Weeks. These are the things that are going to help an athlete progress forward. They have to start off with how they're going to get there as well. Performance goals. Now, these are the important ones, the achieving standards of performance objectives. These are the things that the athletes are going to start putting forward. These are the real actions that they start doing. To achieve these goals, the athlete must understand what it is they need in order to be able to progress in their game. Now, the competitors, they already know what they're doing. Now, the athlete must be able to understand what it is that they need to be doing. They need to be performing these things, start doing the putting, start doing the chipping, start doing everything that they need foundationally wise. So that is my video. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate